Hey, my lovely Willow Vibes Tribe members. I am Jessica from Willow Vibes Intuitive Vibes, and I'm here to do a collective message. I have a little bit of a share, like kind of confirmation stuff, and just whatever comes out, comes out, you know? It's been a very chaotic, hectic morning. I'm just gonna say, and it's just so funny how, I don't know, because there's been a lot of discouraging energies that have been kind of floating through, and I've been picking up on it, whether it's with different people or because I don't really feel discouraged. It's just sometimes I do wonder. It's like, why do I pick up on certain things? Like, what's the reason for the little things I pick up on? I feel like it is for confirmation purposes for myself and others or whatever, but it's almost like, does it all add up to something much bigger? Because there's something to do with the details. Something's in the details, regardless of what it is or what's going on. There's something to do with the details because they matter apparently. Now all of a sudden I feel like I got a lot to say, and I have some of it written down so I can organize my thoughts basically. Because a lot of times when messages come through, or I'm reminded of something. It's like, oh my goodness, like okay, one thing at a time, you know. But anyways, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stick around. Hope you do stay. Would love it if you did. If you would, if you did, if you do. But anywho, the first thing is I went to go get coffee, and on my way, because I originally wasn't going to go anywhere, I didn't really have much money, and I was getting ready to change my sheets, make my bed. And one of my prior readings, I don't remember which one, I mentioned Lysol, and I'm like, I have no clue what the shit that message, I don't know what that's about, what that message is about. Well, I got out the Lysol because whenever I change my sheets, I spray down the bed just because it makes it fresh and clean and whatever. I don't know, it's just what I do. And I took out the Lysol, but I didn't bring it upstairs. My bed's still not made right now, and I'll get to why, but as I make my bed every morning, and I was like, I'm going to change my sheets and just have everything so fresh and so clean, you know? But I left that on the counter. I was like, I'll go get coffee, come back and do all that because I wasn't going to be gone long. And on my way there, in my mind, I heard I got to get my nails done. And I was looking at my nails after that thought popped in my head, and I'm like, but I don't want to. I don't have the money to get it done, and I don't want to do it myself. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't know why that randomly popped in my head. And I go get my coffee and whatever. And well, I ended up getting a text message from my mother while I was driving saying that my grandfather wanted to know if I do nails because he wanted me to do like just a regular manicure, you know, clip and trim cuticles and whatever. And that's where that thought came from. And I was like, okay, that's really weird because I literally thought of nails and it had to do with him, which I never would have thought it was for him, just saying. But I was like, all right, well, that's confirmation on that, you know. So I'm continuing driving, and I ended up going to Naples, and I was like, why am I out here? Because it looked like it was gonna start sprinkling and raining, and I don't really want, you know, you don't want to drive around when it's shitty out and whatever. It wasn't too bad, but I was driving, and I ended up going down like a couple back roads. But at first, it was like my normal route to get there, basically, and I drove by my doctor's office, and there were two ambulances, excuse me, and there were two, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, I get to the end of the road, and there's like the hospital sign. It's the letter H, and it shows you which direction the hospital's in. And I've been down this road a million times. I never look at that sign. Well, I did today, and I was like, I wonder if there's some significance with the hospital, because I kept picking up on in reading someone's going to go to the ER and different messages that pertained to the hospital and stuff. So I was like, I wonder, you know, whatever, hospital, it stood out, and I was like, just note it, you know. And then I get past where my doctor's office is, and there were two ambulances there, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that person's going to the hospital. And I got a little bit of a chest pain, and I was like, maybe for something cardiac, and I drove by. And there's way more to this. And then I ended up on some back roads, and two of the roads I took the name, well, one I passed, it was Walter something, and I ended up on Walter Hill Road or something, which I don't go on these roads, and I didn't even know they existed. But that's my kid's grandfather's name, the one who passed away. He had kidney issues and stuff. And I was like, what are the odds? I was like, Walter's around. I was like, he must be because I saw his name twice. And I'm like, I wonder why, why? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder why that's making me think of him and like what that's about. Because I wanted to drive to the hospital. Like, I wanted to head in that direction. But I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. Like, why do I need to go around there? Because I literally thought it in my head, like, and that was after I saw the hospital sign. But then when I saw the name Walter twice, I was like, yeah, maybe I should head that way to the hospital. But then I'm like, for what? I don't want to. Like, that's what I was thinking. So second guessing myself, basically. Well, I ended up, I was just going to go back home. And all this connects. And I get to about a road where I could turn around, I guess. And I heard take that road. And I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I don't want to go down here. I don't want to go down here. I just want to go home. Remember, I just said that. And I was like, screw it, whatever, I'll go. So I turned down the road and I had this urge. It's funny because this person's messaging me right now. Texting me, but I had an urge. I kept looking at my phone, but it was just like blank. And right now it's 12:56 p.m. on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. But anyways, I had this urge to look at my phone. And I was just like, well, there's no messages, nothing lit up, nothing popped up, whatever. I didn't have my ringer on, but it sits down in my car where if it lights up, I'll see the glow. And I was just like, why do I keep looking at my phone? But I wouldn't pick it up. I'm just like, why do I keep looking at it? And I just thought, I was like, well, maybe I'll listen to music or watch one of my readings or something. There's got to be something significant in one of my readings or on my phone is what I was thinking in my head. There's something significant there. So I pick it up and I see all these messages and I was like, oh shit. Before I get to the messages, when I was first looking at my phone, because I did this multiple times while I was driving at different times. And one of the times I was like, the school's gonna call me. It has to do with my daughter. I'm gonna get a phone call from the school. Well, I did, just saying. But anyways, the text messages were my kid's father saying that he was getting transported to the emergency room. And I was like, what? And then of course I get the call from the school. I had shitty service and I was like, all at once, it was like phone call after phone call after phone call. And I kept saying that, like someone's gonna make a bunch of calls, bunch of phone calls, messages. Well, that pertained to this situation because I had to make a shit ton of calls for that situation, but also because I had to call my mom to pick up my daughter because I was turning around. I spun the car around and went back towards the hospital where I felt like I should have been in the first fucking place, but I ignored it. But what are the odds of me going out there today? Because before any of that, I heard in my head, today's the day. And then on the radio, there was a commercial that said, today's the day to get rid of old technology and like an outdated way of thinking is the way I was interpreting it. And I'm like, today is the day. I wonder what today is going to hold. And then when I got all those messages, I messaged my kid's father back and I said, I'll be right there. Because even though he knew it wasn't a heart attack because they hooked him up to all those machines and shit. He had the EKG and whatnot, but something is wrong. It really is. The doctor's going to figure that out, but he's stable and stuff. And hopefully he's going to be taking a nap because he doesn't have... I wouldn't let him drive his work truck back. I'm like, no, you can barely walk. You ain't fucking driving nowhere. So I went there, figured out what was going on, gave him a ride home, basically. And it's really weird because his face popped in my head when I saw the ambulances, but I was like, no, his doctor's appointment's on Friday. It's not today. Well, he did a random blood pressure check today. He popped in to get it checked because he was feeling funny. So I never would have known that he was going there. He never told me, nothing. And his face pops in my head. I had the sign to go to the hospital. I felt the urge to go, and I didn't want to go. Well, he didn't want to go. and he ended up, they basically made him go, but all of that, and his grandfather's name who passed away is Walter, and I was on that road, and I was like, you guys are telling me that something's going on with him, and I knew. And the other cool thing is I always talk about mind reading, and I really do that. I don't always understand, what the full messages are or why the random thoughts pop in my head, because I don't always know who they're tied to, because it just goes to show, in all of this that happened today, it involved my daughter, my mother, my grandfather, and my kid's father. It's like I was picking up on all of that, so it can get a little confusing, like, well, what's what, It ironed itself out, basically, I figured it out, but when I went to look at my phone, and I was drawn to it, my kid's father had told me on the way back to the house, he goes, because he knows I can pick up on his thoughts, he just knows it, like, he's gotten so many confirmations about what I can do now that he goes, if you're not going to answer your phone or your text messages or whatever, I'm going to send you a telepathic message. And he goes, and I just sat there and I thought, like, pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone. And I was so drawn to pick up my phone. So I got the message. He's like, let's see if this fucking works. Because I'm so tired, I want to pass out, basically. Pick up the phone. And I did. And I did. So don't tell me that shit don't work. And the message that he sent me just now says, thank you for being there. Thank you for being a friend. Just saying. Yeah. But all that, it literally happened today. And I just don't know how else to explain any of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's really cool to be, because that doesn't mean that I'm connected, like got little tethers going everywhere to specific people for specific reasons. It's, I know things when I need to know them, not just for me, but for those around me. So when I say stuff, I fucking mean it. I don't always know if it, exactly what it is, especially if I go, oh, I have a bad feeling about blah, blah, blah. I might not know exactly what's going to happen until it's closer to the time. But it just depends on what the situation is, who it's for, things like that. But I'm definitely connected to the people around me, even people I don't know, and people that don't want me to be connected to them. It's your loved ones that are making that possible, because it's not my intention to do so. You know what I mean? It just, I'm not going, oh, I want to be connected to this person or that person. They just tell me what I need to know. It's weird how that stuff happens, but that's just the way it is. And the other strange thing is, yesterday I was watching a show I've never seen before. It's only on Netflix, I think. It's like a Netflix original. It's called The Witch, or is it The Bruja? But anyways, it's in another language. I think it's in Spanish, but they do the voiceovers, which I don't normally watch shows like that. But this one I got sucked into, and the witch, she travels from the 1600s. She was getting burned at the stake, and for being a witch, and she comes to the future to save the love of her life, basically, because it basically shows how soul connections work, and that time runs consecutively, like, because she was talking to her love, and he was still in 1646, and she was in like 2019 or whatever, and they found like a little portal, like a time portal thing, and they could speak to one another even though they were in different times. It was like, I don't know, the time travel stuff. But a lot of the stuff I had said, like the way that things happen for me, some of the gifts that I have, or what that witch in the show has, but except mine happen differently. Like, whenever there's a movie or a show and it's fiction, they over dramatize it because, it makes it entertaining, ultimately. But what I do is I can literally hear a full sentence, like a full thought, but I don't always know where it's coming from, and it's not every single thought in someone's head. So it's just little, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, and it doesn't happen every single day either, but it happens. So, anyways, there was something else I was gonna say. I don't know why I brought the show up. Oh, because of the different abilities and stuff. But it's like being persecuted because of a lack of understanding. Because if you think about it, back then in the 1600s, whenever witches or healers or whatever were persecuted for that, it's because they couldn't wrap their head around what was happening. Like, oh, you're psychic. Oh, you heal people with herbs and this, that, and whatever. You're a problem, and now you gotta die for it, kind of thing. Or, we're gonna make you look crazy because we don't understand, so you must be. That type of stuff. Because that's in this energy big time, and I know that people thought that way about me, but I don't care about that. I really don't. I've stayed calm in the chaos, but which is what's needed. Because, like I said, no matter what, everything always comes out in the end. Things start to make sense. I don't know. I feel like somebody's piecing things together, but there's a lot of spiritual information because we have the Akashic libraries are open, and that's like information, and it's not just about your life, other people's lives, past lives, otherworldly things. It's not just your day to day memory bank. You know what I mean? It's like being open to things that don't always make much sense because there's information flying in, and it could be within someone's family. Because the killer whales, I had a dream about them, and I was actually just thinking about this because it was in that show too. And part of that witch show, there was a shaman, and because they had saved a sea turtle in the show, I don't know, and the shaman was like, "Oh, that's a good omen," and it has to do with like magical things, and like I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was basically like broadening your horizons and something good's coming your way, and it's surrounded magic is what the dude said in the show. But I had a dream, I don't know, like a week and a half ago, that had a sea turtle in it, but it also had a killer whales and part of a crocodile. It was kind of weird. I don't really know what the full what the meaning is completely, but it's just I don't know. In the show, I was like, oh, the sea turtle, that feels significant because it felt significant in the dream. Out of all the other crap in that dream, I was so zoned in on the sea turtle because there was two. And at first I was sitting in one of those floaty things in the water, like in a pool, and it looks like a chair. But I didn't want my feet to hang down in the water because you couldn't see the bottom. The water was very dark, so it could be dark emotions or the unknown. And it's like, I'm scared, like kind of nervous energy to dive into the situation, to this information, to whatever it is. And I had an old friend, someone that I went to school with her, and we were really close back in the day and stuff. But she was there. I didn't really see her much, but I knew who she was. And we were in that little lake area, and I was like, "Don't stick your feet in here." Don't let them just hang in there. You dip your toes in when you're ready, kind of thing. And there was like a little sea turtle. I'm like, put your feet on the turtle, and it'll guide you. So it's almost like the sea turtle's like guiding the way. And it was just a little one. And then my foot slipped off, and it kind of swam off. The little one swam off, and then both of us were in the water. And I remember standing, because it wasn't over my head or anything. We're standing there, and I saw some killer whales over in the corner. Like, they were all gathered together. And whales can represent family in dreams and stuff, but killer orca whales, they're friendly, but they can be vicious at times, I guess. It's almost like the bee analogy, where it's like they only sting when threatened. But I don't know exactly what they represented in this dream, but they were like kind of huddled together near the shore, but away from me. And all of a sudden, I saw a giant sea turtle, and it was kind of swimming. And I remember staring at its shell, and its shell just had that like a luminescent glow. It almost looked like glow in the dark paint just splattered all over it. Or if you've ever seen those videos at certain beach locations where the algae or the bacteria, whatever it is in the water glows when it gets disturbed and touched. That's kind of what it looked like on the turtle, but it almost made like a grid, like a honeycomb pattern that would spread through the shell, and it flashed. It was like it spread through, disappear, come back, and I was like, wow, that is so pretty. Like that is so cool. It's all lit up, and then all of a sudden, the orca whales, two of them, snatched it up in like a net thing and dragged it off out to sea. And I was like, the fuck was that about? Why'd they take the turtle? And after that, I saw a crocodile because we started swimming because I was like, gonna follow the turtle. I'm like, I'm gonna follow this fucking turtle. And it went out way too far, and I didn't know why the whales took it away, basically. And on the shoreline where the whales were, I saw a crocodile, and I was like, oh shit, we're in the pond. We're not in the lake anymore. We're in a pond. It is mucky. I remember my foot touching the bottom, and I was like, ugh. I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. So we start swimming back to shore and got out of the pond, but I was nervous for a while in the dream, like, oh no, like we're in the muck now. Like we don't want to be in the muck. Maybe somebody dipped their toes into the mucky situation and was like, oh crap. But anyways, I get out of the water and we end up at an ice cream shop, and I remember the menu. They had so many cool flavors. Which there is a place that I used to go to when I was a kid, and they do have some really cool flavors, like good ones now. It's changed a lot, but anyways, they had a bunch of them, and I'm like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. There's so many. And the guy handed me a pamphlet that had like numbers and flavors, and the flavors were weird flavors. And I had two flavors in mind before I even walked up there, but I'm like, I can't find them. I don't think they're in here. I don't think you guys have what I want. And then when he handed me the pamphlet, he did. I was like, oh, I can't. The number 6 was the moon, and it was black ice cream, because I got moon and stars. Those were the ice cream I got. And the moon was black, and the stars were pink. And I can't remember what the numbers. I think one was 6 and one was 23. But anyways, I don't know what the numbers were about. And I remember like, oh, they do have it. So I got it. It was 2 scoops. But mine kind of fell into the cone. And my friend's was right on top. It was fine. But she had something else. I don't know what the fuck she had. But I'm like, why is mine falling in on itself? It still tasted good, though. I don't know what the dream was about. I don't even know why the hell I'm mentioning it now. Maybe we'll find out later. But yeah, there was that. So all that crap happened today. And that dream didn't happen today, but I feel like I'm just tidying things up. I'm just straightening things around. Music could be very significant. So someone could be cleaning house or just cleaning up a situation, organizing things. That could be going on today for someone. I was going to say something else and it totally slipped my mind. That was a part. Oh, there's turtle power. Just saying. Right on time. Worth the wait. Good things come to those who wait. There's also very protective energy here. Yeah, the road less traveled. And travel. Someone might be traveling towards you, or you're going to be traveling. I feel like a lot of information comes to some of you while you're traveling, but this feels like I'm doing something different. Doing something different. Yeah, there's that lost feeling. Someone was feeling very lost. And then there's spiritual guidance to get you back on track, ultimately. And it could be someone who was in the service or public safety, public service, something to do with that. I know I did mention, getting transported by EMS and stuff today, but it could be somebody who works in any of those fields, public safety, service, or military, whatever. But this is so out of the norm for me is what this feels like, but I want to do it. I'm drawn to do it. So I'm gonna. Oh my god, yeah. You see how the little rainbow colors are on the road? That's like what was on the turtle. It like lit up like that. It's like the turtle was lighting the way. This exit closed. Use the past exit. Go here. Yeah, someone felt lost. They got stuck in the muck. Someone got stuck in the muck because they were, I don't know. It's like, what is this? Wanting direction, needing direction, potentially praying for it, and getting confused. But I feel like the confusion's clearing because something's done. So if anyone was messing with anyone, causing problems, no matter if it's verbal or otherwise or whatever, if there were any issues going on within this energy, I feel like it's done. Like, yeah, this is done. No more delays. It's just, I don't want to say full steam ahead, but it feels like open road. You're ready for takeoff. The airplane. Prepare for liftoff. And then we have twin flames. So you might be connecting with someone who you are spiritually connected to on a soul level, or just you're connected to them and maybe they're realizing it. There are lots of lessons in this situation that needed to be learned by both parties, is what it feels like. And sometimes when we're learning lessons, we have to do it by ourselves. You know what I mean? It's like, you do your thing, I do my thing, and when the time is right, if you're meant to be with said person or whoever, they'll circle back around. And I feel like there's some kind of coming together here. There's some kind of coming together. Because of a sacrifice that's being made, or because somebody made a sacrifice. I kind of feel like a lot of you could have sacrificed a connection, like a love connection, or you sacrifice something important to you. Like, in order to gain this knowledge, this information, to do what I need to do to help you and whoever else, and myself and whatever, I'm going to let go of said person, situation, and it's like redirecting your focus. Even if you don't understand why things happen that way, it had to happen because there was more important shit that needed to be focused on, that needed to come out. I don't need insurance quotes. I have insurance. Thank you very much. I'm already insured. So anyways, maybe somebody needed it, like a sense of insurance, like a backup plan or something. I don't know. Because I almost feel like for some of you, I don't know why I'm doing this, saying this, whatever, but I feel like I should. It's kind of like when I go on drives and stuff, like today, when I ended up driving by the doctor's office where he was literally getting loaded into the ambulances. I didn't see him. I saw his face in my head, but I was like, nah, I gotta stop doing that. I really gotta stop second guessing myself. But I was like, because I was just gonna take my normal route home, like go around the long way, but not the real long way. And I ended up, I just felt the urge. I was like, I don't know why. I just felt the urge. Like I said, and I had multiple signs that were showing me to go there, and that was why. It was because of him. And that's happened to me before at other locations and stuff. Like, someone will think of me and I'll show up. Like, during all that crazy energy and stuff when I was driving around then, too. There was this one time my mom wanted to talk to me, and I wouldn't talk on the phone because I'm like, if anyone's listening to my calls, my messages, anything like that, fuck that. I wouldn't even take it with me half the time. And regardless of that crap, I didn't have my phone with me a lot because of that. And I remember I heard, go see your mom. This happened twice, actually. Go see your mom. And I was like, I'll go visit. So I just drove over, uninvited, didn't call, nothing. And my mom was like, I was just thinking of you. I was hoping you would call me. And then you showed up. And I was like, unagi. It's like the connection. And that happened another time when she was at work. She really wanted to talk to me. And I just felt the urge to go to her work. And it's like feeling... How do I want to... It's like feeling like you should do something, not always understanding why, and then finding out later and going, I'm really glad that I ended up here. I'm really glad that I did this, said this, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Why do these stupid insurance quotes keep calling? Someone might want to call on repeat or something. There's definitely healing messages here. It's time to heal a situation and move forward. Because I did say in one of my prior messages that I was done. I closed the book on the past and all that, like my past writings. And I don't even have them in here anymore. I mean, I have some books, but the papers, the pages are, everything's moved around because that's not a main focus. It's, some of it is coming up though. Oh, that was one thing I was going to say that happened in the past to me. And I was like, I never understood why, like what the hell it was. And this is literally happening to my kid's father now. And a lot of stuff I said a year ago is playing out. I've already said that. And I'm done reiterating it. It's already on here somewhere, you know? But anyways, I would, at one point, I remember I was driving around and I'd be totally fine. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, I'm so fucking tired. I would literally pull over on the side of the road in a parking spot. I would just be like, I can't do this. And I'd pull over and I would just lay there, like sit there and close my eyes for like 10-15 minutes. And then I'd be like, okay, I can drive again. And that happened to me like 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, why is that randomly happening? It made no sense because then after that, it never happened again. And I'm like, what? Well, that's happening to him now. Like, he literally gets so exhausted. He'll be like, I'm tired and stuff. Like, I don't have any ambition or energy. But then he'll all of a sudden be like, what the fuck? Like, I can't keep my eyes open. And he'll have to pull over or whatever. And I don't know if it's a medication or what the shit's going on with that situation, but that's what happened to me over a year ago. And I was like, I wonder if that's what's going on with him now. Because part of the reason he went to the hospital was the way he was feeling, was how I was feeling in the motel one night. I literally went numb from my toes all the way up, except it didn't hit my face originally, but when I was in the hospital it did. And I'm like, I kept going like, my face is fucking numb, like everything was numb and tingly. That's how he's feeling today, like toes all the way up. And he was just so I don't know, it just doesn't look good. I don't know what the fuck it is exactly, but there's something going on, even though the ER can't find crap. Just saying, there's something going on, and I feel like I've been picking up on it for a while. And no, he's not going to die. No, he's not. And that's part of the point of those messages, is it's like when things are concerning, get it checked out, take care of yourself, you know, and whatever. That's why I feel those things in advance. They're warnings so that if you do got something going on, just look into it. Because, you know, I do feel people. I really, really do. I really, really do. I feel a lot of different people. And sometimes it's overwhelming, but not so much anymore. It just depends. I mean, I am feeling that like cardiac crap. I don't know. I don't know exactly. That's not him. What I'm feeling right now, like that pain I just got, it like almost like it shot through me. That's not what he's dealing with. That's someone else. And it's not heartburn. Someone definitely, I don't know, there's some type of chestness, something going on with someone. Yeah, there is, because I feel lighter all of a sudden. I don't know, has something, because that's what it feels like to me. It's just all like up in here for someone. It could be somebody's father, an older gentleman who's dealing with that. And yeah, and that is cardiac, what I'm feeling, but not with him. Because like I said, I don't know what's going on with him, but It's not. It's not this. It's something. This is something else. Oh, I'm wicked hungry all of a sudden. Holy crap. Why am I so hungry? Is somebody not eating? Or I'm so hungry. I don't know what that's about. I guess whoever's feeling that way is hungry. Because that's like a literal hunger pain. Like, oh, I need to go eat something. I'm hungry. Four of Pentacles, holding back. Death. The Moon. And the Lovers. Could be Gemini involved. Aries. Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces. Alright. I don't know exactly what this is. For whoever it's for, whatever. There is a man, a mature man. This man's on the older side. This person has something going on with them. They're holding back information. Like, either this person is saying, it basically knows what's going on with them. They know there's a problem, and they're not saying anything about it. Like, they're just keeping it to themselves and downplaying something, downplaying their health or whatever is going on. There is someone who's doing that. But I also feel, well, you know what I just heard? I know I'm going to die. Someone's prepared for that because they know something that they're not saying. Either they know it, like, intuitively, or they literally know that they have something going on with them, and it's like, yeah, I know I'm going to die. It's just like a matter of when. And I feel like I'm downplaying something because of it. And I just want to reiterate, no, that is not my kid's father. This is somebody else. This is somebody else. Yeah, somebody's holding back an illness. It's like they're prepared for it. They just know. They just know. They know what's coming, but they're not going to say anything. Someone else might take action on it, though, or maybe someone will speak up. That just made my teeth hurt over here on the right side. I just know I'm going to die. I keep staring at the death card, though. This could be someone in someone's family. What the fuck is this? Okay, because for some reason, I don't know if this is multiple energies or not. Because like I said, there's someone who has an illness and they're not telling anyone, or they're not expressing just how severe it is, like they're keeping that shit to themselves. And then there's somebody else who's like, I know I'm gonna die. Like, I know it's coming. They're prepared because they know, they're in the know. It's something. They feel it. They just know it's coming. These are men. These are men. I just know it. So that's two different people. I don't know who they are. I really don't. But then there's somebody. Okay. Then there's somebody here as well, a masculine energy, who is looking into information like, what? Like I don't know. I feel like, holy crap. Someone's like, wait a minute. That makes sense or something. Whoever this person is, they've been holding back for a minute because they didn't really have much direction. Like, I don't know what I should do, what I should say, whatever. So they've just been kind of sitting back. But I feel like because of whatever information's coming out, whatever has been said, delivered, received, whatever, is making this person take action, because this is action with the Ace of Wands. And so there's a masculine energy that's going to take action on something because some information came in. Like, okay, I'm not going to sit back. I'm going to prayer. I don't know if someone do prayer. But I'm not going to sit back and pray. I'm going to take action. I'm going to do something about blah, 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 whatever. About a situation. And then there's, because the unknown, this person, whoever this man is that's going to take action, could have been holding back, waiting for guidance, waiting for spiritual guidance, but they were holding back because it was uncharted territory. It's like the unknown. The dead is the unknown. Change is unknown. Whatever this is to someone, it was like, what? They were like, what? Yeah. And that's where the slow to no movement was coming in with the Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But whoever this man is, there is someone or someone's tied to him who have died in the service. They died in doing the Call of Duty, basically, you know what I mean? They died in action, basically. Military. There's some firefighters who've passed in this energy. And there's one police officer. I don't know who that is, but there's one, and he was an older, not like elderly or anything, but he got shot while he was working. I don't know who he is, but there's one like officer down. There was one police officer in this energy who passed. It could be tied to somebody. But there's a lot of military. There's a lot of military. Some of these people who are in the service, who passed, who are coming through, they just served and they died by other means. You know, when they came back, it was either an illness, an accident, suicide, you know, whatever. But not all of them passed away while they were, you know, overseas or whatever, while they were deployed. But there's some that have passed that way. Like they never made it home. There's something significant to do with boots with that. Maybe somebody has somebody's boots, their work boots, military boots, something. Something to do with someone's boots. Those people are around. But I feel like that man, that masculine energy could be tied to one of them or both of them. Could be tied to, you know, situations like that, like people who pass that way. Because I'm seeing a flag being lowered now, and when it's like half-mast or whatever, isn't that, they do that when, you know, a soldier dies, or it's like a memorial, you're honoring someone. I just heard it was an honor to know you. Yeah, because that's kind of what that feels like. It was an honor to know you. I don't know, I'm saying a really big bullet now. I don't know what the hell that is. I really don't. It's like that fucking long. So about 6 to 8 inches long. I don't know what the hell that would go to. Just saying. That's in here somewhere. I don't know what that's about. Something to do with a trio. It was like just the three of us. A trio, a group of friends or something. It was a trio. I don't know what that's about. I really don't. Whatever it means to you, and if it doesn't, if it sounds like, I don't know, if you feel connected to that message or messages, and it's not making sense right now, it will come to you later on, or maybe rewatch it later, and then it will click. Because someone's gonna look at a photo of someone, like who has passed. And this person, oh, I don't know, because there's more than one. This feels like the service, the military still. There's more than one. Okay, whoever I'm talking to, whoever is going to relate to this message, there's multiple people in the service who have passed away. Like I said, whether they were deployed, during, like while they were on the Call of Duty or whatever, or it was after the fact. But there's a lot of military. I know I have a lot of military in my family too, but that's not this. This is like, I don't know, there's a lot of military. But there's a picture. I feel like I'm looking at a picture of somebody, because I feel like some of these people have passed a while ago. And I feel like there could be a couple that were more recent years, I guess. Like more recently, whatever that is, whenever that was. Because I feel like feeling lost. One of the most recent ones committed suicide. One of those ones. But these people are coming through for more than one person. It's not just like to talk to one person. They're coming through for multiple people that potentially know each other. Like maybe you guys were in, I don't know what it's called, like in the same squad, group, I don't know, whatever. Like you knew each other somehow because you worked together or whatever. But there's 3 people that are very significant within that energy for some reason. And they're on the younger side. Yeah, well, not like children or anything, but they definitely didn't live into their 30s, 40s, whatever. Some. So. I just heard something about a bomb too. But I don't know. I don't really want to say that. I don't know. I feel like one of these guys, I think they died in the vehicle, like in the military vehicle. Because whoever this is, I don't see them getting shot out of a vehicle. I see them like they're still in a vehicle. It was like, I don't know. I'm seeing someone. I mean, there was more than one person in this vehicle. But there's a significance with one of them for some reason. So there's multiple people in there. I don't know how many, but there's, I don't know. So one person, the one that died in the vehicle, I guess, there could be some significance to this man or this masculine or to a masculine, to a man who served with him. Because I keep hearing brothers. So I don't know if it's like literal brothers, like someone's brother, was injured that way, died that way, whatever, or if it's like the brotherhood type thing, because a lot of times with military, fire department, police, it's like a brotherhood, sisterhood, you're a brother from another mother. I don't know, I feel that there was like a closeness though, and there's a significance with one person in that vehicle for some reason. I don't know what that is, but that's coming up for some reason. I just heard you did everything right. You did everything right. So I don't know if somebody was blaming themselves or if they think about this a lot. You did everything right, whatever that means to you. You did everything right. just heard I'm with all the rest. Like, it's like I'm with all the rest. So there could be a lot of military people who are together. I'm just saying. There could have been a high death toll for not even just in one incident, though. I'm with all the rest. And I also just want to say, I think I'm going to end it on this, is the last thing I heard was, I saw you pray for me. I saw you pray for me. So someone could have said a prayer for someone specific, lit a candle, like a prayer candle memorial or something, because I saw the flag half-mast, so someone could have done that. Like, it's the picture, there's a picture. Someone could have done something to memorialize these people, this person. It's more than one person, but there's one that's really significant for some reason. I saw that. I saw you pray for me. Someone talks to these soldiers, or one, I don't know, it's like caring about the masses, but there was a connection between this man and this other man, because they could have served together, like I said, but it's like you'll never be forgotten type energy. Like, I'll never forget you, even if other people do. Like, this man's like, I know, I heard you, I see you pray for me, or I saw that you did, whatever that is. And that was a private thing that someone did. It's okay to move on. It's okay to move past this. Justice is here. And it's a tower moment, just saying. There could be a sudden realization coming in that's allowing someone to move forward, allowing them to be strong enough to move past their inner demons, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, anything like that. But yeah, that person saw you pray or heard what you said. Find solutions in the unknown places, in the darkness. Don't be afraid. A lot of people will be afraid of that angler fish, like in the dream. Like, don't dip your toes in, it's scary, it's the unknown, because that's a scary fucking fish. But this fish isn't going to eat people. It's so way down deep with good luck, you know. But they eat the little tiny fish and crap, or whatever the hell it is. So even though something might look scary, it doesn't mean that it's going to hurt you. Because you would think, like, oh, she doesn't see this anglerfish there. But she does. She's just not afraid of it. You know what I mean? So it's not like a problem. It's someone could have looked at you, a situation or whatever, as being a problem. Like, this is problematic, I don't get it, whatever, and whatever. But things aren't always as they seem. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I have for you. Fucking turtle! The mermaid and the turtle. An elder will teach you. And this elder could be someone on the other side, I'm just saying. But this chick's got rainbows in her eyes. That's what I have for you guys. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it makes sense. I got some shit to do. I gotta finish making my damn bed, just saying. And I do have personals. It's just today it's kind of chaotic, so hopefully I could get finishing up some stuff. But it seems to be calming down now. It's calming down now. Hopefully. Yeah, I love you guys. Peace.